tough you are, there's always one song out there that can turn your tear ducts into uncontrollable leaking faucets. Everyone may have different taste in music, but there are a few songs that have managed to surpass those differences and affect us all the same way. This is Pulptastic, and we're here to count down the top 10 most heartbreaking songs. Number 10, Let Her Go by Passenger. One of the more modern pop songs on this list is the introspective hit by Mike Rosenberg. Sure, a solo artist going by a stage name sounds a bit pretentious, if not bizarre, but his song Let Her Go is thankfully neither of those. Mellow and disarmingly charming, the song describes a common theme in pop music of only missing something when it's gone. In its entirety, Let Her Go speaks about the pain of regrets and missed chances. And who doesn't relate to that? Number 9, Dance With My Father by Luther Vandross. If you're looking for a sweet tune you and your father can dance to at your wedding, then look no further. Luther Vandross' pop ballad is surely to make all your guests weep. This song was written by Vandross himself as a tribute to his late father, recalling how they often would dance together with his mother. The memories portrayed in the lyrics are both painful and private, melancholy but hopeful. More than just a song, Dance With My Father is Vandross's deeply personal prayer. Number 8, Fix You by Coldplay. This wonderfully sentimental song is possibly one of Coldplay's most popular singles and was reportedly written for Chris Martin's then-wife Gwyneth Paltrow after her father's passing. It begins with hushed, whispered tones slowly building up into a spellbinding roar accompanied by a chorus of instruments. It can be difficult for a band to pull off such a powerful rock ballad, but in Chris Martin's capable hands and gentle falsetto, the song has become an inspiring and iconic theme song for broken hearts. Number 7, Mad World by Gary Jules. Originally performed by the British band Tears for Fears, Gary Jules' version of Mad World was the soundtrack for the 2001 film Donnie Darko. The original song was intended to be a catchy new wave track and is sung with a skip in its step. However, Gary Jules' cover is devoid of any cheerfulness and veers towards the dark and brooding. Weirdly enough, this is the version everyone remembers. When you think of Mad World, what comes to mind is a sobbing Patrick Swayze and a tortured Jake Gyllenhaal mirroring your equally tortured soul. Number 6, Hurt by Johnny Cash. The Man in Black's signature deep brass baritone lends itself perfectly to the song Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. The cover was produced in 2002, 7 years after the original was released. Hurt was one of Cash's final hits before his death in 2003. 9 Inch Nails frontman Trent Reznor praised Cash for his soulful rendition of the single, going so far as to say, "That song isn't mine anymore." Cash was a man at the end of the line, and the story he told with the song is one of redemption and deep sadness for the beautiful life he's leaving behind. Number 5, Angel by Sarah McLachlan. If there's one song that can echo inside the hollow cavities of your heart, it's Angel. Sarah McLachlan's soothing soprano can take you to an entirely different level of sadness. The song about a drug addict's struggles was written after the heroin overdose of Smashing Pumpkins keyboardist Jonathan Melvin. Apparently, this is the song McLachlan fans can relate to the most, as it can be interpreted in different ways. Number 4, Father and Son by Cat Stevens. Cat Stevens' most moving song is framed as a conversation between a father with an iron fist and his rebellious son. It tells the story about a son wanting to break free to seek out his own destiny against his father's wishes. Though it's largely fictional, Stevens admitted that his relationship with his own father influenced the track. Stevens makes the distinction between the father's lower-pitched voice and the son's higher register in a way that makes sense and seems natural. The gap between generations is represented so beautifully it hasn't been topped since. Number 3, Someone Like You by Adele. Listening to this song gives you the feeling of someone taking a jackhammer to your chest and mashing your heart into a bloody pulp, but in a good way. Anyone who's heard Adele sing would know why. She's considered one of the most talented artists of her generation, and people everywhere pay top dollar just to watch her sing live. And it's not just her voice that makes her a star, it's her songwriting too. The song Someone Like You was inspired by Adele's previous relationship. It talks about how a woman shows up to her ex's door, only to find out that he already has a wife and has moved on, while all this time she hasn't been able to let go. Number 2, Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley. Originally sang by Leonard Cohen, this cover by Jeff Buckley was released posthumously in 2007, 10 years after Buckley's death. The song lyrics coupled with Jeff Buckley's haunting falsetto will make your hair stand on end. Critics have given Buckley's rendition rave reviews, with Rolling Stone including it in their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. John Legend even went so far as to calling Buckley's version as near perfect as you can get. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of recorded music I've ever heard. Number 1. Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Despite achieving huge success when it was first released, this phenomenal Grammy-winning song has an incredibly heartbreaking backstory. In 1990, Clapton's manager, 2 roadies, and his friend Stevie Ray Vaughan were killed in a helicopter crash. Just 7 months after the incident, Clapton's 4-year-old son Connor died after falling from the 53rd floor window of a New York City apartment building. Clapton isolated himself to recover from this tragic loss and turned to his music for healing. While brainstorming for the soundtrack for the movie Rush, Clapton said, "I want to write a song about my boy." It kept him alive through the darkest period of his life and gave birth to an anthem for everyone experiencing grief from the loss of a loved one. No matter what the reason for your sadness may be, there's always the comforting thought that there's at least one song out there that captures your emotions. That's it for our top 10 songs that will make you cry. Don't forget to click the subscribe button for more videos from Pulptastic.